Are you struggling with your self-esteem and self-image? Stay tuned. This is Damon Cart from NLP Gym, Healing the Self-Image. If you haven't already, please click subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get these videos on a regular basis. Just the other day, someone told me that they felt ugly. And when I heard that, I felt a sting really deep inside, and I instantly had compassion for this person. And it suddenly reminded me that this was something I had struggled with too when I was a teenager on up into early adulthood, and it really affected my self-esteem. This idea that I thought I was really unattractive. Now it's really easy for me to wave off that idea that I once had, that I was really ugly. And I'm not by far the sexiest man alive, but I'm also not unattractive, and I know this now, and I don't even doubt or question it. When I did believe it though, it was extremely real to me. For people who do believe they're really unattractive or that they're ugly, it's as real to them as the sun rising every morning. If you believe that, if you believe that you are physically unattractive, I'm sure you have a story, a powerful story that goes along with that. In fact, you might have several stories that you could tell from your childhood that led you to believe this. What I would ask you to do is just drop that. That is not happening now. That story only has as much meaning to it as you've been pumping into it. And the most important thing to understand about that is if anyone ever communicated that to you, that you were unattractive or that you were ugly, just know that that had so little to do with you and so much to do with the limitations of the person who communicated that. When you think of this idea that you're unattractive or that you're ugly or whatever it is that goes through your mind, what is the image or the sound or the voice that triggers that feeling? So we have this idea that, oh, I just feel it and that's how I know it. But something triggers that, whether it's real or imagined. I mean, it could be something you're actually seeing or hearing that's actually happening, or it could be one of your internal processes or something inside of you where you see an image in your mind, or you see or you hear a voice or you hear a sound, and that then triggers that feeling. So what is it you're seeing or hearing? For some people, they're very visual, so they'll see something, and some people are very auditory, so they'll hear something. For some of you, it might be both. You might hear and see something, but usually one of them is more the driver. So let's say I'm a very visual person, and when I think that I'm ugly, I go into my mind and I say, okay, well, what's telling me that, or what am I seeing that lets me know that? And then suddenly I see an image of myself where it's maybe the lighting's really bad, or the image of me is somewhat distorted. In any way, it looks to me like I'm ugly. You might also hear a voice. You might hear someone telling you that you're an ugly person. If you're hearing something like a voice or a sound that tells you that you're ugly, convert that voice or sound into an image. Now, this might seem a little strange at first, but just think about that and hear the voice, hear the sound, whatever it is. If that's what's driving this experience of being unattractive, go ahead and just convert that to an image. If it were an image, what would the image be, and where is that image? Like, where in your personal space do you see that image? Just by becoming aware of how you're creating this experience of being unattractive, as in what do you see or what do you hear, that alone will help you understand that you're creating this experience of being unattractive. There's no universal truth, or there's no universal fact that you are unattractive. This is simply an experience you're creating. Just having that understanding will get you some distance from it and some understanding that you're in control here. And when you understand that you're creating this experience, then you can understand and realize that you can change it and you can create the experience that you want. If you started with an image, that's the first step. So see the image of whatever lets you know that you're unattractive. Now rate that image from a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the most attractive and 1 being the least attractive. What is this image of you? What is it, a 1 or is it a 10, or what is it anywhere in between? Start working on that image and make it a 10. What would it take to get that image to a 10? So work on this image, morph it into an attractive image of yourself. You can change things like hair color, or if you have a rather plump face, you can actually make it thinner, because these are things that we can do. We can lose more weight, we can color our hair. Feel free to work on the parts of you that you can change. What you don't want to do is, if you look nothing like Brad Pitt, don't look at this image and create an image of Brad Pitt and say that's who I want to look like, or that's me morphing my image into who I want, the attractive me. If you don't look anything like Brad Pitt, this is not going to work. Now, if you had a close resemblance to him, maybe so. You want to work with what you have and make that image of yourself as attractive as possible. Get that image of yourself to a 10. So once you have that image to the attractiveness of a 10 or close to a 10, what happens when you double the size of that image? What happens when you make it brighter, and what happens when you make the colors more rich? Some of these might not help enhance the feeling of being attractive or make the image compelling, but play with this until you find what is going to work best for you that really makes this image compelling and attractive to you. Stop just short of making the image overwhelming. You want it to be extremely compelling though, not that you don't want it to overload your senses. You want it to be so compelling that it feels like it's sucking you into the image, like you want to move toward that image because that's how compelling it is. Once you have that break state, you can do that by just thinking of something else, get your mind off of that, and then go back to the image. Go back, is it still there, or did the old image come back? If the old image came back, you want to shatter that image and replace it with the image you created, and maybe you still need to tune it up a bit. And try this a few times. Break state, come back to it. Is the image still there? Does it naturally stay there? It should, but sometimes it doesn't. So if it's not, you want to practice shattering the old image and replacing it with a new image. And next time, or if there is a next time that you feel unattractive or ugly, go back. What is that image that is there? If it's not the compelling image of you being very attractive, replace it. Shatter that old image, put the new compelling image in its place. How does this even work? I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, sure, I can think I'm super sexy and attractive all I want, but that doesn't mean that other people are going to think that I'm sexy and attractive. I've had the experience of meeting a beautiful woman, and after talking to her for a bit and realizing that she was very shallow or very critical of other people, very judgmental of other people, that physically she started to look less attractive to me. And I've had the case many times where I'm talking to someone, a woman who I don't think is that physically attractive, but her personality is just so amazing that she projects that attractiveness, and then she physically starts to look more attractive. And you see this all the time in men as well. There are plenty of heartthrob movie stars out there who aren't that attractive, but they have that appeal. They have that attractiveness because it's more about what's coming from within and the image they're projecting of themselves. So much of physical attraction or attractiveness has to do with the energy that you put out there. So the more you have this compelling, attractive image of yourself, the more you will be compelled to become that. So much so that you might be surprised to find that you start dressing better, you start grooming yourself better. Just overall, you make yourself look more attractive, but it's also what's coming from within you, that energy that you're putting out there. The other reason why this works is because you're taking back control of your self-image and your self-esteem. You're not being dependent on other people for your self-esteem. That's really other esteem. So when you take back that control and you know you're attractive and you feel it, that alone is sexy and attractive. Take back control of your self-image and take back control of your self-esteem and move toward becoming more and more attractive by creating that compelling image of yourself, the true attractive you, that attractiveness that is inside of you, that's inside of all of us. If you want to master NLP techniques like these and you want to master your life, check out our website at nlp-gym.com. You can sign up for NLP Gym's Ultimate Practitioner Training at nlp-gym.com. It starts January 2017. It's the most comprehensive, with the most talent, and the least expensive. It is unbelievable how much we're able to put this on for. Follow us on Facebook for real-time updates on upcoming workshops and free practice sessions that I hold right here in Santa Cruz. If you like this video, please click like right down here and leave me a comment or even a question. I will follow up with you. Stay tuned to the end of this video so you can see how you can get your hands on a free NLP online training. Take care.